Oh, last time on Dice Funk.
I'm for real upset.
I believe Maury promised to come to your house with a gun. if you killed
Squelcher. Is Squelcher alive?
If you spend that spell slot to raise Squelcher back like you did before, you can have Squelcher again.
Oh, their name's William? I know a William.
Yep.
I knew a William so long ago. Do you know this William?
You gave his skull to Mold. Mold split into two people. So Mold, who's with the dog, right, is Mold, and then this is William, right?
Yay!
No way!
Saved William by integrating them into my body! My baby's okay!
What is tonight where a 7 can win a fucking roll?
Still dog shit rolls, but Austin's was slightly more dog shit.
In slime time, it was years of protests and fights, but now everyone's okay and they've accepted rage and guilt and gone back to being okay with the mistakes of the past. And also now slime rolls up to the egregore and William's skull's mine now again.
Oh, hey, it seemed like there was something that you couldn't talk about and you really wanted to find these two. Can you talk about what's up?
Yeah, I can talk about it now. Nobi threatened to kill Sun, Moon, Stars and the Abomination if I said anything, but Nobi's actually quite evil and lying to all of us, and I would very much like to torture them before we kill them, or, break their brain and make them live forever in a broken mind.
I was following the pack, all swallowed in their coats, with scars of red tied round their throats, that keep their little heads from falling in the snow. And I turned round and there you go, and Michael, you would fall and turn the white so red as strawberries in the summertime.
So the Wigan kebab is a pie, a fully sealed pastry pie, between two halves of a bun. The kebab nature is carbs.
I never want to hear any British person ever go, "That's so American," when they see high calorie food. I'm looking at Google images of this. You've sinned, and you should never.
First off, our two countries' biggest exports are, in both cases, is white supremacy. So let's nobody defend either the UK or America. Is my first take. Secondly, the Wigan kebab was invented during a famine, like most terrible northern food. So it's worth noting,
Here is what I would say, is that Americans get defensive about their bad food and go, don't say it's bad. Whereas over here we're like, oh no, Wigan kebab's terrible. But I do love looking at this picture of a pie between bread next to a bottle of Buckfast.
Wait, what American says our food isn't bad? Who?
I'm not saying it isn't bad, but if we, be like, hey, you can't call our food bad. It's like, no, you can call our food bad. Our food's terrible, so it's yours.
I just think like carbs between carbs. That's just a chip buddy among every other like carbs between bread food option.
Chip buddy's really good though.
A chip buddy is really good, but this does have some actual something liquidy to stop it just being carb stodge. Sometimes you want carb stodge, but sometimes you want a little bit of gravy or something in there.
Well, speaking of a little gravy in there. Do my Americans know what a Yorkshire pudding is?
Yes, because my sister's in-laws are English.
Okay.
I don't know what's in it, but I've eaten it.
That's such a defensive answer, Mari. That's like I can say shit because I have English relatives.
Yeah, I know all about your culture. I've watched The Crown.
I heard the air quotes around culture there. And so Babby's Yed is a... Oh, Jesus Christ, I can't believe I'm going to say this. Okay, so it's a meat-filled version of the Yorkshire pudding. So very thin, very moist pastry around it. It's completely sealed where the Yorkshire pudding is open. And it's served quite wet or quite moist. And it's got like a little dip in it so with the gravy to kind of sit in when you pour the gravy over, and it's called Baby's Yet because they think it looks like a baby's head.
Fantastic.
A really upsetting picture too. That it's bad. It's bad for me physically.
Oh, that is fantastic.
I love British food so much.
British food is so terrible and I love it.
It's peak trash. It is peak trash. Love it.
This is the hard ticket to Hawaii of food. This is the samurai cop of food.
Oh god, that film.
This is the room of food.
Oh gosh. That is
The
such a
Plan 9
reference,
from outer
Sophie.
space of food. Oh god.
Yeah. So we could talk about food all day, but I do want to. There's an announcement. There's some bookkeeping here. Eagle-eyed listeners will have already noticed because our best fans always check the description because there's fun little jokes in there and links to all of our stuff. But Sophie, your links have changed and they've been changed for a couple weeks in the episode, but you haven't been able to speak to the people since they've changed because we're ahead of schedule. But now we're caught up in a way.
Okay. We did a Christmas special. That's the first thing I want to say.
Oh, hell
is
yeah,
that
we did.
Austin and Laura are in my Rolling with Rainbows Christmas special, where we did a custom campaign of Cyberpunk Red, where 4 netrunners go and hack into Elon Musk's mind to do a Christmas carol to him, and I'm really, really, really proud of it. So go check that out.
It's genuinely one of the most fun one-shots I have ever done. It is hilarious and depressing in equal measure, and I'm very proud of it.
I don't know how you cut a full Christian hour out of that show. I assume most of it was me talking about the music video for Me, but...
Oh no, that was integral.
a good solid part of it, I was able to cut entire rounds of combat. I will say one thing I cut for when people go listen. When Joe says she's right at the start, you'll get it right away. When Joe says she's strained really hard not to say nice, you can... In the raw footage, you can hear her straining to not say nice. I didn't leave it in the podcast, but you can hear it. Anyway, yes, my links have changed. I am no longer Curio or They Ma Sophie, but I am still Sophie. I'm Sophie from Mars. So I'm Sophie from Mars across all platforms. It'll either be Sophie from Mars, all one word, or Sophie_FRM_Mars. Wherever you're looking, it's one of those two. And yeah, that's the brand now. I'm Sophie from Mars.
You got that unified branding going on.
Hell yeah. I was jealous of everyone being able to be like, find me wherever at this. And I was like, damn, I need that.
I need to, that's what reminds me, I need to go now through all the episodes and update the links.
Yeah, I had to do it for my podcast as well. It's a real ball ache.
All right, so last we left the adventure, Slime had declared to the whole group that Nobi is a bad boy. So let's just join right back in the kitchen of the Wind and Dine flare. The ashes of William are on the floor. Some Moonstars and the Abomination are being untied. They're rubbing their wrists in that classic way. And everyone's looking at Slime as you explain that Nobi is the devil.
Wait, so are you saying you worked this out from Detect Thoughts?
Yep.
Okay, I have a follow-up question.
Go ahead.
Do you... I'm just going to ask it. Do you think he killed Neelith and the others?
Absolutely.
Yeah? Did you see that in there, or is that just the vibe you're getting off of his messed upness?
By vibe, do you mean putting together several things that subconsciously make me believe that they did it? Yes.
I know that there was previously a whole no mind reading thing in here, but yeah, 100% that is I am on team. I'm willing to trust you that the sheep probably did it.
I do know what I did was wrong, and I did it anyway.
I mean, it sounds like this was a good situation. I'm not gonna say that it was the morally right thing, but the outcome seems like it was very important, so I do not see a problem with the end result.
You should probably hold some sort of fake mock thing where I'm punished, but I'm not actually punished. Just to make everyone feel like it's fair. It's not, but
I mean, again,
just letting you know.
I feel like the most important thing is the murderous sheep at the bear.
Ozzy just sort of remarked, like, who's going to be holding this mock thing? There is no Moist Watch. There is no governor.
So there's no consequences for my actions?
No, there's no no, the entity would be the entire community. You'd be asking the entire community to do a fake thing to you and believe in their own deception.
We will all vote whether you are fake punished or fake rewarded.
So everyone still likes me and there's no laws anymore?
I don't have a character in the scene. I just want to interject two things real quick. One is that it's fine if you all believe Slime just on their word, but the last time you saw Slime and Nobi interact, Slime was attempting to use Dominate to take away Nobi's free will, which is
Sure was.
kind of a yikes.
So, kind of a yikes. I will say the reason that, like, I can't speak for any other characters, the reason that Basil is very quick to believe this is Basil has spent the last several episodes being like, there is something up with Slime that Slime cannot talk about, and something is up.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Basil is very like, okay, I believe that this is the kind of thing that would get you to not feel safe to talk. I trust you.
Kat's very conflicted because that's, Slime's her mother, but also Nobi has been her police partner for this whole time. But he has been a bit of a dickhead recently. So I think right now she's mostly reeling from the news and she hasn't figured out to question it.
The other thing I want to say is because you took detect thoughts at the last level up, but you didn't announce that, ostensibly to hide it from me, whatever that means. But that did not give us the chance to kind of work it into the narrative. So I kind of, if you'll allow me, my suggestion at least is that the detect thoughts, and you can even demonstrate this in the kitchen, is from one of Neelith's cookbooks, because Neelith has the talking tongue sandwich, and her signature spell was detect thoughts. There was a whole discussion about that, and it feels like.
Could I have gotten it from her brain?
I mean, you were carrying that. Yeah, you were carrying Neelith around in your mouth for a while.
I just like the poetry of it kind of being Neelith's spell, and in a way, Neelith, who is the one who kind of took down Nobi, if you think about it, is just a really delicious way to wrap that up. But
Hell yeah.
Also, sorry for rebelling against you so hard. You one time didn't let me do what I wanted, and therefore I was like, this is another man trying to control me. And I really overreacted, so I'm sorry.
As someone who has once or twice gone, Austin's gonna counteract my cool thing I want to do, I understand the urge to be like, I'm gonna keep my secrets. Austin can't stop me if I keep my secrets.
I really was had a whole evil mastermind thing in my head. I was like, he's betrayed me. He'll know my wrath.
Oh my god.
And I'm like, this is so stupid.
That's it's just like the most antagonistic way to think about the player DM interaction. It's like
Also, I tried to control their brain. Twice.
Yeah.
To be fair, I did that to my own child as well, and then I ate them. So
I mean, that's not helping your cause, honestly. It's
I'm just letting y'all know.
well,
Wait, no. Investigating cannot just be reading thoughts. This was a whole entire thing.
Yeah, I cannot just be that. I feel like that is probably an important factor in it, but yeah, you're right. We do have to do other stuff.
I would like to remark that everyone else's intention seems to be justice. Mine is purely revenge. So if you want to intervene on that, here's your chance. But
What
I'm
does
definitely
revenge
going to...
mean?
Oh, I suggest we eat Nobi, but first we cut off Nobi's legs, cook them, and then make Nobi eat some of the legs and watch us eat the legs.
No, Ma, no.
What? Why? What?
This sounds like some serial killer shit.
Yes.
Okay. I mean, I'm of the,
I have killed people in this series.
You are angry because Nobi has killed people that we know and live with and care about. But Nobi is also someone that we know and live with and care about. And you are trying to do the same thing, or maybe even worse.
Yes.
Correct. I love this. So many seasons of Dice Funk would have been so much shorter if there was a character willing to say, I did a bad thing and I don't feel bad about it.
Yeah.
So many times we had like 20 extra episodes because people weren't willing to just go, I'm doing it. I don't care. Fuck you.
I'm willing to compromise on just eating Nobi, as long as Nobi knows that's what we will be doing.
Slime, can we roll back a couple of steps first, which is, I believe that you have read Nobi's mind and that Nobi probably did the thing. Can we deal with the immediate step, which is we need to find Nobi and deal with Nobi and make sure that no one else gets hurt? Because at that point, I think we have to talk to everyone about what we do. I mean, unless it's, there is no, stopping him peacefully to do that, I don't know. But can we at least go find him and work out what the situation is before we commit to, the plan is definitely real messed up serial killer murder trap shit?
What if we just psychologically break Nobi?
I think, like all things, it will go to a vote.
I see.
In the conversations with the Hashalak, I've realized the reason why they are targeting us is, in part, how weak the connections we have formed between each other, how they have weakened and broken as a result of fear, as a result of distrust, as a result of paranoia. And whatever we do, we need to be doing what we can to strengthen our relationship, strengthen the community's relationship internally.
You might decide to kill and, make Nobi eat their own legs, and then someone doesn't like that you did that, and then they're like, you're a murderer, and they come and get you, and then someone's not happy about that, and they go kill them, and, it's...
Or even if nobody wanted revenge for Nobi, he is not particularly well liked, then everyone could still worry that if ever you decided, Mother, that they had done something wrong, you would cook them and feed them their own legs.
And this is not a deterring factor to get them to not fuck with me?
It's a deterring factor to you having connections with them. Like, I'm not gonna lie. It would be a little harder for me to, see you as good, lovable friend if I was picturing you force-feeding someone their own legs. That'd be a little hard to unsee.
Well, what if we all did it together?
What if none of us want to?
Yeah, I think the sentiment here is that whatever's being done, it must be done in service of our primary goal of protecting Grendel as a community.
At this point, you hear a clank on the other side of the room, and all of you are having this conversation, and you turn and look, and you see Sun Moon Stars sitting on the ground. She has pulled a cake out of a refrigerator here in the kitchen, and is just sitting cross-legged on the ground eating the cake with her hands. And she says, I wish slime. She has a mouthful of cake.
Thank you, my darling. I knew you would understand.
I know I keep saying this, so I sound like I'm a broken record, but can we go and find Nobi before, we could sit here all day and philosophize about this. It sounds like Nobi is a real threat, and there is dangerous stuff going on, and there is not going to be much of a village to save if we do not get out and get on with this.
Agreed.
I put the Slime King Mike map back in the chat, although unfortunately the British food picture is also in here, so trigger warning for that, unfortunately. Having to look at British food.
Why is it all the same color?
Because that's how British carb-heavy foods work.
They are subtly different colors. Excuse
It's
you.
beige. Somehow the green is still beige.
That's mushy peas.
Yeah.
With gravy on it.
Sun Moon Star says, okay, so I'm gonna go to see Voya and learn about my sign and stuff. I'll see you later. Mwah, 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 mwah.
Bye.
They're the best.
Like Ozzy thinks, so I think with the remaining three we have are Potter, Hale, and Shoko. Then
Let's go to Hale. Maybe we can get weapons.
Well, he did seem to have an arsenal on himself flying around earlier, so that is certainly a possibility.
Yes, and it is for the good of the village, so it is okay to take the things, even if Hale doesn't want us to. Even if it makes Hale very upset.
As the party leaves the Wined and Dined Flare, you immediately notice how warm it is. Obviously, the sun is shining. There's no snow here, although you can see it past the edge of the town. But it seems to be just getting warmer. And even if you shed your, winter coat, you're like sweating actively now. And also, just the terrain around you is. I mean, my mind immediately just goes like, how when you're high on mushrooms and colors begin to like bleed out of things, but that's not a universal like experience for the audience.
I mean, no, I have no idea about that, Cop. Can't get me.
Like but the whole landscape. The point is, the Dalcor, the dream world. The veil is very thin, and everything's getting like wiggly and strange, and you might need to start making some rolls to navigate. So to get to Hale's, can you do a survival check? Because like
Oh my god.
you begin seeing like eyes looking at you from in the sky, and like the clouds are looking accusingly.
I rolled a 19 on survival.
Crit 22.
Nice. It's the what it is. The deep dream generator.
Yes.
Ah.
Yeah, nice.
I'm sure you can just Google it, listeners. But it's specifically that's my mind's eye image of like what is happening in Grendel.
Oh, shit.
I also crit.
Wowie zowie.
Yeah, double crit. What do we win, Austin?
I mean, a double crit is incredible. I guess all I can say is that, and you can help me put some flavor on this, is that you just aren't really affected by this. I don't know.
That seems very minimal for a double crit.
No, it was going to get bad. You were going to start getting exhaustion and damage. I'm like, the world is melting. It's like, I don't know. It doesn't really get much worse than the world is melting, and your characters are just like, that's okay. Like, maybe I think partially it's like, Basil, you were created from nothing from this god machine, and so like all of, everything to you is kind of this way. It's all just new, so you don't even know enough.
Still at that point where like neurons are connecting and reality is still a big old trip. So what's new? Never seen a bee before. What's a melting sky?
Cat's like,
Mother, this is like when we met Anne and Anne told us their name.
Oh, you've experienced this before, have you?
We went in the forest and put lots of drugs in our mouths, and then I vomited drugs in Anne's mouth, and Anne had ego death.
Yep, that's how you fall in love.
We might be in love, I cannot tell.
That's okay.
When Lauren left the show, I was like, well, finally, now we can have a season where we're not doing a pro-drug message. And just like, nope, we're back immediately.
why would we not do a pro-drug message?
Look, Austin, this is a show where you let me roll insight on the universe because I was high. You let me do that. You take responsibility for that.
I don't even do hard drugs. I just only smoke weed. No, I only do weed. All the other stuff.
You do no drugs. Don't fall into the cop trap.
Oh, no, it's legal where I am. Get fucked.
Okay.
Not you. The, authority and such.
Authority and
such.
Authority and such,
Take that, authority and such. Oh, actually,
Take that.
So for the double crit, so the first thing is you don't have any ill effects from the deep dream landscape. The second is, we hear your drug noises. Have you ever thought about how cool Sophie is? Wow. What a cool person.
What so cool.
I hope everyone wants to be like Sophie when they grow up.
I do, just.
How do you guys roleplay while high? I can't do it.
I was just solely. I wasn't really taking a hit. Officer.
You just put it in your mouth, but you didn't inhale? Okay.
Just making noises. In addition to not getting exhaustion or damage from the deep dream of the Delcor invading your world, there's actually an additional thing I'm giving you here on this trek, which is as you approach Hale's shack, which is now just a wooden shack, nothing supernatural inside it. You see Hale's actually like out back, in his little backyard, and you see everyone's favorite shark horse is prancing around back there. Drip is going buck wild, and because you crit, you are able to stop what happens next if you would like to, which is that Hale raises a wand, which is made out of seemingly bone, and you get closer, you see it as like a human spine with a skull atop it, and Hale raises it as Drip like gallivants and runs and tries to like knock over Hale as if playing a game. And it looks like Hale's going to cast some kind of spell on Drip. But with this crit, you can stop this.
I feel like stopping it's a good idea. I don't trust the creepy staff.
I pounce on Hale and knock the staff away if I can.
Yeah, why don't you roll athletics to try to pounce in time?
Sure, I will do that.
While this is going on,
24.
well, no point needed. I was going to suggest Basil was going to try and also tackle and was going to try and tackle Drip.
So if you'll recall from the episode when the main party was up the mountain and Kat and Nobi were walking around talking to everybody, Kat, you told Drip to play with Hale to annoy Hale, so
to chase Hale around, and it was a fun game that Hale likes, even if he says he doesn't, and even if he tells you to go away, keep on doing it forever.
Exactly, and so that's what Drip is doing. But now Hale suddenly has a bunch of magic items he didn't have before.
Right.
And so you tackle him, and this actually takes you by surprise because you throw your entire body into Hale, stopping the casting of the spell. And Hale is knocked into the air somehow, like 10 feet up.
Oh.
And that's very strange to you. But then you see Hale does like a corkscrew flip back upright, and you see that his shoes have little wings on them, and he is wearing boots of flying, another one of his magic items. And
Did Hale not have enough magic shit already? Really?
Hale, I am going to commandeer those shoes because because the good of the village.
Also, Kat, I think they look real cute on you.
That is the good of the
You'd
village.
have wing feet, it'd be cute.
Cat looking cute is the good of the village.
Yes, agreed.
no offense, Sheriff, but I finally got my items back. I'm not just going to surrender them for no reason.
It's not for no reason. We hear that there is a dangerous killer in our midst, and we need items in order to subdue them.
And reality is falling apart as well, and if you don't give up your reality-bending dreams, reality falls apart.
That too.
That too.
Yes.
Also, Cat would look cute in the shoes. That too.
You see a third item. This is the last item that it appears Hale has gotten as part of his wish to get his items back, which was his explicit desire. He has this staff made out of a spine with a skull on top, and you see it closer now. Like a reddish black like smoke or mist is like slowly pouring out of the skull. There's the winged boots, and then this third item, which is a white book, which seems to be bound in some kind of like silver or some kind of magic white metal. That's very interesting. It has like a pattern of angel wings on the front and back pages. It seems to be extremely magical. Skitch is making recognition noises, and I appreciate that.
Shall I assume or shall I roll? What should I do, Austin? You tell me.
I mean, I know everyone's impressed that you know what I'm doing, but history for Oze to know what Skitch knows.
27.
Oh, nice.
Holy shit. Yes.
Gotta get those good finale rolls, hell yeah.
These are three extremely iconic D&D items: the Wand of Orcus, the Book of Exalted Deeds, and the Boots of Flight. Classic, nothing but hits, bangers all the way down. All these were lost inside of Hale's library when it collapsed in on itself, and so he wants them back and has them back now, and he's very happy.
the one that got when he got tackled and he dropped the staff, is the staff currently out of his possession?
Oh no, he never dropped it. The tackle stopped the casting of the spell.
Okay, stop the cast, but it was still in hand. Okay.
There's a really good Orky joke somewhere in the Wand of Orcus. All my trans femmes, please at me with your best ones. I can't put it together, but like hit me up.
I was trying to assemble the same joke. You're not alone.
Yeah, it's there somewhere. I'll update you.
With a 27, I will even add on top of Aze, the spell Hale was going to cast was Imprisonment, otherwise known as the Eternal Sleep spell.
Oh my god.
That Inri kept casting on everyone this season with the Wand of Orcus.
Yep. Aze just sort of sighs and crosses his arms before saying up to Hale, I'm not surprised that this is what you wanted, and I have to say with all honesty that I'm sorry that it's my fault that you lost all your items, Hale.
Sheriff, it was a lifetime of work to trade for this. You know the story of the straw millionaire?
I'm fairly certain you've told me it multiple times when showing off your wares in my younger years.
Well, I used to be the straw billionaire, and now I'm a straw pauper. You all haven't done your jobs. And at this point, Hale is shaking the Wand of Orcus at Slime in particular and says, the deputy wouldn't even give me back my fan, even though it's mine. And she has it, just wouldn't give it back.
Sure did.
So, just as a side note, these 3 items are probably going to dissipate as soon as if we manage to talk, Hale down from this dream, right? Because that's a real shame, because that wand might be a real useful option for a certain sheep. Like, go to sleep until you are reformable or some shit.
That is your understanding of how this works, yeah.
Yeah.
These items no longer exist because they were inside of that pocket dimension.
Yeah. And we have to get all of them to recount their wishes. We can't just have Hale's wish persist long enough to use. No.
What you have is Voya's word that everyone needs to give up their stuff. She described it as trying to close a door with things laying across the threshold. Whether you believe Voya and whether there are other options, for example, the one that the Hashlak explained, there's actually a lot of wiggle room here. There are a lot of paths. Nothing is written, Yeah, for goodness sake, remember, we put up the governorship to a roll. Like, I am not precious about you derailing my quote-unquote plot.
As a reminder, what was the Hashlak's plan? Because it's been a while since we've recorded.
The main things are, the veil can be strengthened by Voya's magic. That is a possibility. Another possibility is everyone in the community having strong enough positive vibes and relationships and connections to push back the Dreaming Dark, because the Dreaming Dark is basically feasting on the paranoia, which would be equivalent to having everyone on the egregore. So, like, those are 2 obvious solutions to the problem.
I will say I don't see that happening while Slime's here being like, fuck yeah, Hale, I stole your shit.
Well, hold on. I want to know, do I have... My skull works now, right?
You have William's skull, yeah, from William last episode. You regained it. And also, you are in the egregore currently, so anyone can just check and see who's on it.
Yeah, we can check and see who's on it. And also, I can trade my celestial thingy back to Hale, and maybe he'll be like, okay, hey, this is a real thing versus dreams.
One thing at a time here. You look at the egregore. Everyone in the village whose dream you've dispelled is on the egregore. Like, you don't see Hale or Potter or Shoko because they are currently trapped in reverie and are focused on themselves and not the village.
Yeah.
But Basil, previously you have said you were not. Are you on the egregore at this point?
I think at this point Basil is on the egregore. I think that... Yeah, I think that Basil has been through enough, oh no, people are in danger to care about the others. Enough to be there.
My reading of this is when Basil picked up the yoke at Applewhite's farm to till the soil is when like the unicorn horn would have appeared on the egregore. But obviously that you weren't there to witness that, so we don't like get that moment. But that is my reading of the situation.
I don't think Basil will have considered the egregore until literally the moment we check it and go, oh.
But as far as the people in the village who aren't on it, Nobi is obvious. Shoko, Hale, Potter, and Kaboom and Kablam are the ones I can think of. And Shoko, Hale, and Potter were on the egregore all winter, and have only been removed temporarily, it seems, because of the Valcor.
I have a question suddenly. Everyone has to be on the egregore.
Correct.
Does that include Nobi and etc. etc.?
That is exactly the thing.
Yeah.
That is why, on one hand, what's going to destroy Grendel is the Dreaming Dark, but not really. It's what stands in your way is Nobi.
Right.
It's kind of like the Emperor and Darth Vader. Like the Emperor's in charge, but he's just some kind of boring guy who really gives a shit. It's Darth Vader you're actually invested in as the villain.
Hale, your artifacts are an illusion. If you give them up, I'll give you something real.
Your butt's an illusion.
My butt?
I don't know where that came from. Sorry, it just came out. I'm feeling testy.
Slime's head turns around and like flops off to look at their own butt by like a string of slime, and then sucks it back onto their head because it's an egregore. It's all pieces. Yeah, I was like, no.
Yeah, pretty sure it's real.
It's real. Well, figuratively, it's made out of dreams, but dreams are real. Wait. Anyway. Do you want the fan?
If you spit the fan back up to Hale, which is what he wanted, you can roll persuasion with advantage, Slime, and we'll see what happens.
Okay, 1 second, because I'm not very good at persuading people.
Really? It's so weird that you, of all the characters.
I got a 13 and a 6. I rummaged through all my parts, and in my slime goo, I find the fan and pull it out.
Can I do my bod thing to help with that?
Yeah, bardic inspiration?
Yeah, because I'm a 1-level bod now.
Uh-huh. As a little baby bard.
You got an itty.
Yeah.
You got an itty bitty bit of magic in there.
Mari, roll a 1d6.
Thank you.
And I give you a I don't know, some kind of snack, I guess? Damn, I hadn't prepared this.
You just throw it at me, and then my slime sucks it in. 5.
I was looking for 15. 13 wasn't going to do it, but 18 is. And so if you yarf up the fan onto the ground.
No. I rummage through my insides, grab it, and pull it out. Thank you. I throw up too much. I wanted to be a little creative.
Fair enough. Hale slightly floats down out of the sky to retrieve the gooey fan and says, well, this is a start, partner, but, it's not all my items that are out there that y'all haven't even tried to recover. What about my
all right,
book
give it back. Give it back. I'm taking it back. Give it back.
No, what else you missing?
The book from Shoko has my book.
Well, I mean, Shoko is on our list of people we're going to go chat to.
Well, all right, I'll be here.
Shoko is not particularly known for... We'll work on it.
Whoa, if you're not going to give me back the fan, I'll snatch it back.
Is this the book Shoko's been burning up and destroying?
Well, fire flows out of it into her eyes, and she learns new information.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Okay, so to be clear, are you taking the fan back? Because it's like...
Well, they're not giving up their imaginary world, so no, they don't get the fan.
Well, they gave they said like its progress is just that there's still more to do because there's...
They can keep the fan, but this is not fair, and I don't like it.
I mean, it was Hale's fan. It does feel a little cheeky to be like, it's not fair, I gave you back your thing. You won't let me have something for my thing.
The thing inhabiting Hale's body gave it to me. Under all pretexts, I thought it was mine.
Once we get Hale to renounce his wish, I vote that we all beat him up and just take his stuff. Hale fucking sucks.
Look, we're whispering that bit. I'm using telepathy. We're all telepathy.
I'm saying it out. No, Sophie, the player, is saying this.
Oh no, Basil
Cat's
100% is like helping facilitate this in character. Just like, we'll take that. But like, maybe.
Is this moral or are we just dicks?
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see if Hale ends up nice. If not, kick their ass.
Do you all know about the bona fide purchaser rule?
No.
It's a thing in law. Basically, if someone steals something and then they sell it to someone else, and then that person later finds out where their stolen item is, you can't get it back from the third party who ends up with the item, because in order to make sure that the markets allow free trade, we have to we basically hold purchasers sacrosanct. So it was like, listen, I know your stuff was stolen, but someone sold it, and the market needs the confidence that sales and ownership is sacred. And so you can't get your shit back.
I wouldn't normally look up this legal stuff, but I want to find out if this came from the British Museum.
I mean, I'm on team. Let's go chat to Shoko and see if. Gosh, this is gonna be a bit of a task. We can talk Shoko not only into dropping their dream reality, but also giving back a cool book they like. Oh god, this is a terrible plan. Let's go do it.
Ozzy will just, I'll say before we leave, Ozzy does just check up on Drip and just says, be careful around him. He is temperamental, Drip.
He's fast!
Can I do a slime scan, even though it's not mechanically relevant to what I was doing before, in order to gain information on where Nobi is? Or do you just want to pretend that's not a thing to make it easier?
We've established you can do a slime scan at every location.
Okay.
You haven't done a slime scan at Hale's yet?
Can I do a slime scan, please? I can't remember what I roll.
Investigation.
A slime scam. It's just like...
Scamming with my slimes. Little slimes being like, hey, check out this water flow. Oh, critical 1, but it's a 10.
The +9 ain't gonna help. Crit 1 real bad.
Oh, I do such a bad time that the slimes do notice me, but kind of feel awkward and just don't really feel like talking.
You botched. So the bridge slimes are like, we want to go be a bridge, and they leave to go back to be a bridge.
They left me.
Uh-huh.
I mean,
That's so bad.
look, being a bridge seems like a pretty chill life. No responsibilities, just be a bridge. Can't blame them.
Yeah, you're fulfilling your purpose just by being.
It rules. You lose 1 hit dice or 1 hit die.
Okay.
I'm fulfilling my purpose just by being. It's pretty good.
So the party is going to go to Shoko's, it sounds like. You leave Drip and Hale back to their devices. Hale's once again Drip is chasing Hale, and Hale is chasing Drip in a seemingly endless game of tag. But Hale is no longer going to cast any upsetting spells on Drip because you have given him his fan back, and his rage has been quelled somewhat.
Okay, and as we approach, Kat has prepared pre-central gyros.
Ooh.
Is that anything?
Yeah, I think that's something.
Can that...
Yeah.
Aren't they euros? Not to be the Greek
That is
scholar.
how you say it, but like, yeah.
Euros?
Yeah, euros.
Yeah.
Euros. Yeah.
Like with a... Okay.
I'll just say, like, I would also say just, gyroscopes would be also just, like, pretty dope, honestly, if they're edible. But...
So you double crit on the last survival check. So once again, as the ground gets all weird and colorful and everything is shimmering and it seems like the buildings are melting around you, you don't take any damage or any exhaustion. It's getting very strange though. This is where a lot of the budget of the last arc is going in the adaptation.
Basil's just reassuring everyone, like, look, reality is confusing at the best of times. Just roll with it. That's how I've been going. Just don't think about it, and it's fine.
The real tragedy of the adaptation is that they couldn't get Danny DeVito to play Cat because of this budget of this episode. And actually, the post effect is really just actually quite simple. Like, you can do it in After Effects if you have an afternoon, but the CGI guys, they charge a lot because they don't want to pretend like what they do is really expensive.
So you're approaching the dump, and you see it has completely overflowed its boundaries. Like the fence around it's like bulging out, and stuff has just gone over the top and is like flowing down a hill towards you. And as you get close, you see what the stuff is. It's not garbage like you might expect. It appears to be food.
Cat, I was gonna suggest having some food ready to offer to Shoko to get let in.
I made pre-central gyros.
It's pronounced Yeros!
Okay, yeah, I didn't hear it. It cut out because of Discord. Cat goes,
Oh, I read it in a book, a recipe book.
Well, also, you're an animal, so it's kind of just impressive you can speak.
I had to teach myself to read, and then to cook, and then to cook well.
Also,
It
hey,
was-
Shoko, I don't like how many people in this town do the whole like, oh, you're an animal. Anything you do that's vaguely
Basil,
animal is impressive.
listen,
It's
you were born very recently. Let me let you in on a secret.
Okay.
They are impressed that you can put on a jumper. Let them be.
Okay. I will try not to find it patronising that they find me putting on a jumper impressive. It annoys me, but I will let them.
I got a haircut, and they talked about it for 2 weeks.
Oh, God. Wow. I know who I'm coming to next time someone's impressed that, I don't know, I combed my hair.
I think everyone keeps underestimating how like rural and I don't know, pleasantly simple these people are.
Look, I know and I recognise that, but also Basil is annoying.
Notably, Shoko doesn't emerge from the dump or the giant pile of food, and you're like up to it now, and it's just like fully cooked hamburgers, full condiments. It is just like poutine, like nicely arranged. Everything has this quality, like it was made separately and like really nice, and then just kind of added to the pile. It's very strange.
if it's spilling over, I assume I can just walk up the pile of hamburgers over the fence, right?
Acrobatics check to do that.
Oh, okay.
It's squishy and like some of it's hot.
Austin, it's
14.
Austin, if you're gonna make stupid puns, it's snackrobatics, okay? You know.
There we go. That's pretty good.
16.
I mean, Basil's not staying behind. Fuck it.
Oh,
Botch. Fuck. Basil slips on a slice of pizza and then slips on a banana peel and then slips on like some other shit and just.
Basil becomes a perpetual motion machine of falling over.
Basil's just on the floor like. I preferred it when everyone was impressed with me.
You will learn quickly.
I will teach you.
Yeah.
Everyone begins walking up the pile of seemingly Instagram-ready food. It's very strange. And
Is there a pool of latte? Is there like a huge latte art? Like,
I was gonna say-
Instagram ready.
I was gonna say, like, Shoko's like, look out for the chili! You step in scalding chili and fall down, and
Oh my god.
you're gonna take.
Oh god, this is gonna take forever to get out of my fur.
I rolled pretty poorly. You take 4 fire damage from the scalding chili.
My name will be delicious, but I.
It's 5 apocalypse chili. You know, it's really spicy shit.
But yeah, so eventually though, you can all make it up this giant pile. I don't know if that helps though. You can't see Shoko, and the pile just seems to be growing. And once again, it should just be a slurry. It should just be a mess, like a disgusting pile. But it's all weirdly in its own. Everything is like still nice somehow. It's dream logic essentially.
Shoko, you happy with all the food you got?
It's very tasty, but I can't breathe.
Shoko, can we have the book that makes her eyes go on fire?
A little busy.
Okay,
Where are you?
yeah, where we gotta get to?
Oh, are you dying?
I would like to dig in the food to locate Shoko. What can I roll?
That's a great question. What do you think's the roll or the dig skill?
digging through a mountain of food. It's like a lot of things should apply to it, but I'm also looking at every skill and being like, I have no idea.
Well, obviously it's athletics because we're talking about like food eating competition, and that is a professional sport, so it's athletics.
I should definitely eat all of it as I go. Yeah.
Yeah, can't slime eat it too? And just like we're all just eating it.
A Joey Chestnut check.
What's a Joey Chestnut check?
Athletics, please.
Okay, I got a 12 though. It's bad.
8.
So, Basil's first question is going to be, what food are you most aware of being near you?
Yeah, you asked that as the rolls are 12 and 8, which aren't going to do it. So Cat and Slime just start eating, and it's just the pace is futilely slow.
Basil's got a plan to get down there, but needs to know where to enact this plan.
Basil, you specifically roll perception to see if you can hear Shoko's answer through the food.
6.
Since Shoko sounds like they're dying, if I do Ray of Sickness just as a spread to make all the food disintegrate to a point where there's just less so we can dig them out and they just get a little bit of acid. I mean, I feel like Shoko wouldn't be mad about that.
I do want to say Ray of Sickness is poison type, not acid type. There are acid type spells, but that's not one of them.
Okay, so poison spray is... No, that's poison. Acid splash!
Acid splash is a dexterity save, and the food has negative dexterity. It's simply not going to dodge you, so this should do something. I'm going to roll -5 dexterity. 9, that's not going to make your spell save. So yeah, if you want to start acid splashing the food to melt through it, that's definitely step 1 of getting Shoko out of there. You start melting down through the pile.
Yeah, I'm doing a light spray so that it all just hits the food, and if it hits Shoko, it's just going to burn, but they're not going to die. Since they're already dying, this is less dying.
Ozzy is not of very strong fortitude to eat lots of food. One simple thing he can use is his, starter whip to just like physically pull and throw food away from the pile to help dig in. That's one thing he can do.
Ooh, I've got a plan. I've got an idea. Telepathy. I've got 60 foot of telepathy. Is Shoko within 60 feet?
You gonna triangulate her?
You can eventually get a telepathic connection to Shoko, who's just a very fuzzy, like out of focus telepathic message comes through over your channel, and it just says, "Cool ranch."
Right.
Ranch.
I've got to read on Shoko. With your direction, I can get us like a third of the way there, I think. And Basil's going to contribute by casting Pass Wall.
You're getting a lot of use out of this spell.
Yeah, I'm going to create a 5 foot wide, 8 foot tall, 20 foot deep passage towards Shoko that lasts for an hour.
Okay, I'm reading the spell. A passage appears at a point of your choice you can see on a wooden, plaster, or stone surface. I don't think
Really, Austin? Can I not make a doorway into the food mountain? Are you going to do this to me?
Okay, I'll make you a deal. You can do this, but you need to roll for it.
Okay, what do you want me to roll? What do I roll to make a hole in food mountain?
Your charisma score, because you're a warlock.
Okay, yeah. Thank you, Austin. That is very generous of you.
Well, it's your magic. That's what you use magic to do.
Oh, 9. Not quite a botch. Could have been worse.
I rolled a 7, so 9 beats 7.
Oh.
So what?
Okay.
What happens is you, instead of casting Pass Wall on the food, which doesn't quite work, I think you cast it on a cement surface under the food, and then that creates this hole, and all the food falls into it.
Can I create it on like a big plate that's under some of the food that's made of stone? A big stone plate.
Yeah, I think that's the effect of the Del Core, is everything is starting to get weird and dreamy, and so your Pass Wall spell becomes a plate spell.
Thank you, Austin. You're the best.
Plate falls the name of the spell now. Got it.
Yeah. You use pass plate. Okay.
Mordenkainen's bountiful plate. That's a new spell. Put that in your book, Watsy.
So you do create a plate, a bunch of food falls over, slime's melting through food to create a tunnel, and Aze's whipping food out of the way. And eventually, with all these things combined, you see Shoko crawling hands and knees towards you out from under just a big nacho platter covered in every imaginable sauce. She's just a fully sauced person.
So, I'm glad we saved you. I am going to let you know, you do literally have the power to make all this dangerous food go away. That is within your control.
I don't want it to go away. It's so delicious.
Yeah, but you could have food in amounts that are not going to risk your death, made by people who love you.
I have been learning recipes. Look, I made you corpus scallopsum.
Oh, I get it. It looked like the corpus callosum in the brain.
And it hasn't tried to kill you.
Also,
Not yet.
if you make this food go away, you could vote on whether we eat Nobi.
Oh yeah, you didn't say anything to Hale about Nobi, but yeah, this is the first person they're telling. I think at this point, Shoko just rolls over, just belly up. Is she wearing a belt? I was gonna say she loosens her belt. It just lays there, and it's just like, I hurt everywhere.
Aze's gonna use. I would like to try to think of like some pun, like antacid thing that would be appropriate for the situation, like Pepto Benefic or something actually good as a pun. I'm not sure what it'd be.
Nice.
No,
I like that.
Don't cow it out. Confidently state Pepto Benefic.
Well, Pepto Benefic would be a good thing to use, I think, on Shoko to ease their overindulgence, since that is one of Pepto Benefic's benefits when used appropriately.
One of the biggest secrets about terrible puns is the whole secret is say them confidently. As long as you do that, every terrible pun is great.
More food than anyone in the village could eat versus the smallest villager. I love it.
It's a great image. Do you need me to roll anything for that, Austin, or
Medicine.
okay, you got it. That's just an 11, but
Yeah, it's better than nothing, I guess.
good gosh, that's another like natural 2. this we burned all our good rolls earlier. Now we're just getting all the shit rolls.
We're having the seesaw episode.
If you kneel down next to Shoko and your little orb glows, you try to give her some Pepto Benefic vibes to make her feel better. She just like croaks to you. I know I shouldn't, but the food makes the feelings go away. And then I feel bad because I ate so much, and I have bad feelings, so I have to eat to make the feelings go away. It's a vicious cycle.
Have you considered friendship? Might help the feelings.
Or video games.
Oh, that too.
Or drugs.
Drugs
Or
too.
that too.
Both at once.
But friendship. Hello. I've not really spoken to you yet. You seem like you could do with a friend, and I'm still meeting people.
Yes.
Friends.
Introductions. This is Basil.
Hi, I want to make friends.
Nobody introduces themselves in this town.
I can see the think pieces now. Dice Funk promotes overeating, drug abuse, video game addiction.
It acknowledges vices exist. That's
No, if you depict something, you're endorsing it. That's how media works.
yeah.
That's how media works. That's right.
Barry Weiss's piece on Dice Funk.
Can I roll to try and be like, hey Shoko, I'll be your friend?
I'm gonna intimidate Shoko into being my friend.
I can do
My
a
best skill
performance.
rises again.
Performance of hello, friend. Hi.
I could perform friendship.
I can perform friendship.
Oh my god.
Part of me was thinking like, wonder if Ozzy should just pursue the question of like, is this particularly because the genius is gone? But I don't know if we want to go down that angle necessarily.
How about insight?
All right. Inside 17.
So yeah, Shoko has always been food motivated, but seems to be specifically eating her feelings vis-a-vis Neelith, who saved her life and then was terribly murdered.
You know what would make those feelings go away? If we ate Nobi.
Yeah, so
I
you,
just really want to eat him so bad.
okay. At the thought of eating a sapient person, I think Shoko has to make a mess here.
All right, never mind. I take it back. I thought Shoko would be into it. Sorry.
Once the vomit has begun, you can't stop it. That's not how it works.
But you know what? This is because it's a result of the 17 insight roll. So actually, this is good because Shoko yarfs, and that puts her off food. So the dream dissipates because you can't stay hungry when there's yarf.
Yeah. Aze still just sort of like helps clean Shoko up afterwards and just sort of tries to kneel by her and just provide as much comfort as he can while the food dissipates around us.
Look, I know Neelith ain't about anymore, but I think Neelith's sentiment lives on in some people around here. You know, Cat's learning from Neelith's cooking, and you know what? There are gonna be more people like Neelith here, but there's got to be a here for them to be. You know.
Besides, I think that one way to retain and honor Neelith's memories would be to perhaps assist Kat in upgrading the kitchen, perhaps to extend her legacy of culinary arts.
You helped Neelith trial recipes, right? She would bring you new snacks.
Yeah. Oh God, it's so spicy in my mouth.
Be the Neelith you want to see in the world. It's the best way you can. Well, no, it's the best way you can, honour someone you're missing is to, try and be the kind of person that you liked in them. Try and keep those things alive.
Yeah, if you miss Neelith, her dead body's still at her place. It's in a bottle.
Okay, well, I think we should probably have a funeral when this is all over. That's a health code violation.
It's in the bottle.
Oh no, Mother, our restaurant.
I don't think that the health inspector is going to be here anytime soon.
You never know. They do surprise visits. That's the whole point.
We can't be too safe about that.
Let's just kill Nobi off in 5 minutes, and then the final boss is the health inspector.
Oh, no, don't close down Neelith's legacy. Oh fuck.
It's like, oh no, we're gonna be featured on Kitchen Nightmares. Oh wait, we're in an actual nightmare. We're already in a kitchen nightmare. It's real. Oh fuck.
Gordon Ramsay's face is melting into the floor. He tries to scream, but his lips are made of hamburgers.
The beef well-being tin is just
So, Basil, you find the book. This is the book from the Stone Root Library. And you pick that up in your little unicorn mouth. And Shoko says, because you've explained that Nobi's the killer and that you need everyone to go to Voya for their star reading so that you can banish the Dalcor and the Dreaming Dark. And Shoko says,
I need someone to carry me. My tummy hurts.
Can Kat pick her up and put her on her back?
Yep.
Great.
I'm happy to take turns, Cat. If you need a rest, we'll hand them back and forth.
Only if she throws up on me.
I'm already covered in chili, so if you want me to do the carrying, I can't get much grosser than I already am.
All right, so
so much chili. My eyes.
The goggles, they do nothing. Do you want to drop Shoko off at the observatory first, or do you want to give the book to Hale?
Well, is there going to be a scene at the observatory if we do that?
You don't know.
I'll try. Well, let's drop her off there.
All right.
Let's go.
So you start walking back over to Aze's house, the observatory, and the ground has this consistency like a waterbed at this point. It is kind of getting very difficult to walk. Can I get dexterity saving throws from everyone?
Shoko, don't look at the ground. It all looks like Babby's yet.
Oh no.
Dexterity.
Oh no. Oh no. Just
Is it dexterity saving throw? Is that?
Yep, dexterity saving throw.
13?
I crit.
Hooray!
Aze botched. It's back, everyone. You've been waiting for it. It's been so many episodes.
It's the good old crit botch. The crotch.
We love the crotch here on Dice Funk. So
Aze slips through the floor into a gravy dimension.
I was thinking, like you actually break through the ground. It's like quicksand in a cartoon.
Right.
You know how quicksand is like ubiquitous in media, but it's not really a problem in your day-to-day life? Aze is one of the rare people who finds themselves in a quicksand situation as you start sinking into the ground. You crit, Cat, so I want to say that you do have an opportunity to stop this from getting too bad if you want to take the initiative to do so right now.
Yeah, but I'm not sure entirely what to do about it. Should I do another roll, maybe athletics, to grab Aze and pull him back out again?
Yeah, I would love that.
Austin, I do love that. I love that you presented that as an if you want, as like, just gonna let Aze just go into the void.
Aze just starts saying, "It's like, yes, this familiar sensation has returned to my body, and I am once again at peace with the abyss that is swallowing me."
Aze's magic is charged by gravitational potential energy. He's gonna level up by falling down just now.
Yeah. The whole world is becoming paprika, as we discussed last episode, or maybe the week before. Time is a flat circle here on Dice Funk. You start sinking, but Kat quickly realizes what's happening, runs back and grabs you and pulls you out with her crit, and so you do not take any severe damage. Congratulations.
Aze gives Kat just a nice big hug.
That's okay, I didn't want you to slip into a gravy dimension.
I've heard bad things about gravy dimensions. Not a fan.
Honestly, I wouldn't mind it. That's how I go into the gravy dimension.
He died as he lived, hot and salty.
If you're gonna banish me to the gravy dimension, at least let me get some I don't know, some Yorkshire puddings first.
Yes, Yorkshire pudding, mash, whatever.
There you go.
So I just double checked the map, and the center of cosmology, aka Ozzy's house, is actually really close to the scrapyard, the dump.
Yeah.
So that's a pretty clean shot for you to drop Shoko off at the door, and all the people you've helped so far are there, and you can just peek in. You see Voya is standing in front of your orrery, like it's this big model of the universe, and it has all these planets all attached to each other. That's ORRERY, if you want to look what an orrery looks like. And she seems to be doing some kind of calculations, and she's holding the wand.
I thought it would look kind of weird, but actually it's completely orrery.
Fuck off.
Ordinary, huh? Yeah.
This is... Oh my god.
Sorry, I guess that joke made you kind of ornery.
Kat, you take 15 damage.
Okay, does anything going on in there look suspicious to Aze? As the person who would know what this all looks like?
Well, I was going to describe something real quick before you decide if you want to roll, which is that Voya is holding the wand she stole from the Frost Giants. It is like a tooth, essentially, probably carved with very small, ornate patterns. What's the word for that? It's like the tusk carvings.
When I was on a tour of a university campus, like 15 years ago or something, they were showing 3D printing, before it was kind of affordable as a home technology. And they're trying to show us, like, cases in which it would be, useful. And they showed us this, basically, in, like, I think somewhere in ancient India, someone had carved an elephant tusk to be this, like, hollow ball with like kind of panels in it, and then they'd carved another ball inside that, and then carved another ball inside of that, and like they could scan it and look at a 3D model of it, but they couldn't replicate it to do any kind of study of it until they had 3D printers, because like you couldn't pour that in a plastic mold, it wouldn't work, but
right.
You can print that and then just like blow away the dust, and it was really cool.
the word I was looking for was scrimshaw is what that is. And yeah, people who did that back in the day, those were the rock stars of their day. They were the ultimate pussy getters of their time. if you could make a ball and a ball and a ball in a bone, you were basically David Lee Roth. Where I was going with all of this is that Voya holds the glowing wand up to her, like she passes it by her face. She's not doing it deliberately. She's just like thinking and, moving the planets around in the orrery. And you see in the glow of the wand, her face is an illusion, and she just has a goblin skull, and she has just like cast a goblin face illusion.
Oh, good and normal.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's a lich thing. For a second, I thought you were going to be like, and it's Inri's face. Fuck.
Oh my god.
Yeah, like a skull is like, oh, okay, yeah, you're a lich. That's how you work, I think.
Yeah, we just accept them the way they are now.
Yeah, that's good. That's very Dice Funk of us. I think Kat says to the room, like,
Has anyone seen Philippa?
Because we sent Philippa here, didn't we?
no, Philippa decided to go get Gigi in the governor's office.
Oh,
but
yes.
then Nobi hasn't let them leave.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah, you don't see Philippa, and no one here has seen Philippa. So you hand Shoko to like Applewhite, who just like just carries her like the football, and just the giant holding this tiny little person, and
Throw Shoko in a tight spiral.
Wow,
I think Applewhite's more of a scrambler type. She would just take the snap and just barrel down everyone and just take the touchdown herself. Just
unbelievable. She's gonna be all state this year.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Sports.
Only a 4-star prospect for some reason though, which is complete bullshit.
Can you believe the Lions finally won a game? Anyway, do you want to roll perception?
I don't know anything about sports.
Austin, you and I need to do
What?
something with this one of these days with our stupid sport knowledge. Perception.
Will Arcana help me or anything?
Oh yeah, that might be the move there. I didn't want to lead you, but I like that idea.
Only a 4.
That's Cat. You're like, I want to lick the orrery. It looks like a big meatball.
Can I?
I would
do
like
it?
to. I would like to chime in with Arcana and try and salvage that, if possible.
27.
That's a 5.
Oh my god.
And Ozzy rolls a 17.
Basil, come over here and lick the orner, or
that looks so lickable. That looks so lickable.
You guys licking something? Can I lick it too? I'm gonna lick it.
That looks so. Oh, that looks so good.
Oh, we're all licking it now.
4 and a 5 means Basil and Cat just start licking the astrological equipment. 27 and 17 means the party passes. Slime.
I'm licking it too.
Yeah.
Are we helping?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're helping.
Your licking is just much more productive. I want to say with Arcana 27, you see all of this stuff going on, and you can see that Voya is trying to calculate like where everyone in the village needs to stand. Like if you look at the village from the sky, like a top down, like the map we've been looking at by Slime King Mike, and it looks like Voya has been marking places over the village where the villagers would stand to cast this ritual, and then if you connect them by lines, it makes constellations.
Aww.
However, there seems to be a problem with if you had gotten lower, I'd be like, something's wrong. But with a 27, I'm going to tell you specifically, which is that it seems like Basil, Kaboom, and Kablam are throwing off the calculations.
Kat says to Basil while they're licking,
See, this is the flip side. And if everyone thinks you're a dumb animal, no one stops you licking anything.
Oh, hell yeah. I can just lick whatever I want. Oh,
Anything all the
You give me
time.
all the cool tips. Thank you. But also, hey, do I need to, leave town with that, make this not break? How do I not break this? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to break it.
You didn't do anything wrong. It is Voya who failed to accommodate the special people.
Oh, I'm a foolish animal. I couldn't help whatever I did wrong. Is that how I do it, Cat?
Voya, why did you fail to incorporate Basil?
I didn't fail to do anything. If you had
You
given me
definitely didn't do it, and so therefore it's a failure.
If you had given me the governorship, I would have finished by now. You've given me such a short timetable.
Why does the governorship make that go faster?
Because you killed me, and I had to regenerate in my phylactery and travel back to the village.
Oh, boo-hoo. I was dead. I didn't have enough time to do it because I was dead. Wah, wah.
Okay, look, everyone. What can I do to not break this whole thing? How can I help?
Can you go back into the machine and become technology again?
I have not tried. Can I do that?
That sounds like a bad deal.
I don't like that.
Are you suggesting I not exist?
That would be very helpful, yes.
Is there an alternative where I can exist, but I just go for a walk and I'm not in the city limits?
I'm afraid you're already in the orbit of our stars.
Is there anything we can do to help Voya calculate faster? A buff or something?
No, right now what you need to do is get the rest of the villagers here, but I'm giving you an update, which is the time you lost by not acceding to the governorship takeover is the time that has made this more difficult. That is the consequence.
I will argue that they could have just, helped us and not demanded to be in charge in order to do that. It's not all on us.
No, sure. This is very much a billionaires could solve hunger overnight, but they choose not to. And then the argument is like, why is it their responsibility? That's
because they have the power to fix everything. That's why it's their responsibility.
Listen to the Christmas special of Rolling with Rainbows for more. Okay.
Oh yeah, yeah, do it.
does someone who has the ability to help everyone have the obligation?
Yes.
And if so, who's going to make them? And how?
Elon Musk will look down and he'll whisper, "Poggies."
Oh
my God.
I hate that. So if we're looking at the two solutions to this, one, get everyone in the egregore. Two, do a ritual which involves the villagers recreating the constellations. The second one has become complicated by time factors, and I don't think anyone would agree to this, but a solution would be to kill Basil.
If we'll see what happens if we reach that point, and that's the only solution.
You want to take the book to Hale?
I think we should. That's the next step, isn't it?
Yeah. You start walking over to Hale, and as you do, when the ground starts acting as if you're on a treadmill, like you're walking, and the ground like comes up under your feet and like rolls backwards, and you don't make any progress. What do you do?
I have a spell that could mostly negate this. And that would be to use Long Strider / the Traveler's Journey just to increase the party's speed.
Ooh.
To outpace the treadmill effect.
Yeah, paint me a picture. Longstrider doesn't have a ton of applicabilities in a non-graph paper campaign, but this is exactly where it would.
So Ozzy's casting a 4th level version of this because he needs to be able to target everyone in the group in order to do so. So Ozzy just sort of notices the lack of progress and says, "We need to move even more swiftly than the ground, which is impeding our progress here. Allow me to lighten our step." And so he proceeds to cast it as a 4th level spell. The card that sort of floats out from the orbits of cards around his orb is the Travelers. This version is the one that's depicting Basil, actually, in particular, which then projects the constellation outward. Stars fall upon the traveling party, and everyone now has an increased walking speed of 10 feet for the next hour. So
Basil is now doing the most majestic trot of their entire life.
Cat is jumping.
This is like show horse level shit.
Cat's taking huge leaps and bounds like Entei from the Pokemon movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, as you approach Hale's house, Drip sees your majestic trotting and runs over to join you, and you do synchronized trotting.
Ooh.
Oh, hell yeah.
Hale sees you carrying the book and says, "Well, how about that, partner? Looks like you can trust the police after all. Back the blue, I always say."
We're not the police. We're not the police.
Ixnay on the ops, eh?
Hale, listen. You fucking suck. That's all. I'm not in the watch anymore. I don't have to pretend to like you.
Oh, fuck.
But we did bring your stuff back, and it's real stuff, not imaginary dream stuff. And the world is falling apart, and if you don't give up the dream stuff, there will be no world for you to enjoy the stuff in.
Both rational self-interest for you, and also we made a mutual trade or something. It's market logic. Renounce your fucking wish already.
Oh, I love property rights.
Yeah, I heard about a thing. What was it called? I heard about a thing called bona fide purchaser. These things were legally not yours anymore, but we gave them to you anyway, and therefore I know it feels like we're just giving you back your stuff, but within the law, we've done you a favour. I think that's apparently how it works.
If you give Hale his last item back, the iconic D&D items, the boots, the Book of Exalted Deeds, and the Wand of Orcus fade away as he takes them and he comes down to the ground. I should say, this is implied, but for those who don't know, the Wand of Orcus is the signature weapon and item of Orcus, god of undeath, creator of liches. So that is what Inri used to cast the spell on the Akashic Stone that made it a phylactery. So if that was still a mystery for you.
Of course that's a thing.
I saw a lot of people in the Discord have been guessing that was the Wand of Orcus for a while because when Hale came out of the sleep describing the item, it was a spine, and there was a number of guesses there. So
Look at our listeners knowing D&D stuff.
Here it is. First you get the Orcus, then the wand fades away. Those are the 2 steps of bottom surgery.
See, I was gonna go with I was gonna put a scalpel in the chat and be like, it's the wand of Orcus.
is this something I'm too cis to understand?
I love that only Laura and I get this. I love this so much. Don't explain. Just don't.
Austin, we're making jokes about getting rid of balls.
Shout out to those in the Discord. Advanced Lesbionics says, Grendel, blah, 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 says, what if the plan was to steal the Wand of Orcus from Hale? That was on November 10th. And Worklon42 says, I think Inri had access to the Wand of Orcus, also in November. We're currently recording in December, so a month ago. Several people called it.
Sick.
Nice.
I just want to clip Austin saying, "Is that something I'm too cis to understand?" And I want that as I want that as an audio.
just put on the soundboard and just play it back in a session.
When you're editing, can you send us that clip for
please.
nefarious purposes?
Sure. But yeah.
Last time on Dice Funk, brah. Something I'm too cis to understand.
Is that the episode title? Oh, great.
All right, you send Hale back to the Center of Cosmology, and we're almost near the end of the season.
Yeah. Potter is the main remaining villager of the main set we haven't seen yet.
Correct.
And none of the people there had seen Philippa, so we know that she didn't rescue anyone either.
Yeah. Where do you go next? Hale rides, or I was gonna say Hale rides Drip to the observatory, but obviously that wouldn't happen. I think Drip chases Hale to the observatory.
I think, as Drip chases Hale off, Kat says,
We should really figure out what happened to Philippa. I don't like that no one has seen her, but I think we should get Potter to renounce his dream first.
I feel like Potter getting rid of the dream it buys us some time. And also, I feel like Philippa would be more understanding if there were villagers we had to save. I feel like right now Potter in Dreamworld would probably be like, "Oh, you didn't come find me. I was last on your list." It'd probably be a whole big deal. Might not help with getting them on the Egdracore thing.
He was last on our list.
Well, he's not last on our list. Philippa is behind him on the list, and that's the line we tell him if he asks.
Let's pretend that we saved him first.
We are. We're going to get him, and then we're going for Philippa. It's not a lie. It's creative truth.
Yeah. Ozzy will just sort of nod. It's like, I can't imagine what sort of dream Potter might be having, given who he is. But
I mean, I'm making a guess now. He's his own governor in his own mind. Well, that's my guess.
Mm-hmm. Or
he's got his own little governor throne to governors have thrones. I don't.
Given
know
some of his
about
past interactions with me, I would assume he'd have me set up have some sort of facsimile of me set up that he could assault without worry. But perhaps that's just the most recent interaction souring my feelings of the matter.
Oh, you reckon the ball's gonna have a game of whack and ours, eh?
If we're taking bets, I think he is water skiing on a lake of soda in his dream.
Now that the moment's passed, it was just a question I had where they're going around in a lake of soda, and then I thought about all those Juggalo videos where they're squirting Faygo into the women's vaginas, and I was like, I wonder if penises can get yeast infections.
No, hang on.
And so,
hang on now. Firstly, they can. But secondly,
okay, that's what I wanted.
You need to back up. I think I missed several steps there.
Juggalos, Faygo, vaginas. It's a pretty easy fucking dot to dot.
All right, I'm back. All right, so what were you confused about? Which step?
I suppose if I was going to ask it in one question, in one word, I would say, why?
Why the Juggalos? Oh, in American...
No, come on now.
Wisdom saving throws.
In Juggalo culture.
In Juggalo culture. Actually, everyone but I don't think was it whoever crit on the dream stuff doesn't need to do it.
To be Cat. I think Cat has critted twice.
Oh yeah. The not falling to dream reality. Cool.
Mm-hmm. Ozzy rolls a 16 on the wisdom saving throw.
Nice.
10.
Slime, you fail. So the dream stuff starts a kind of unreality. You basically depersonalize a bit, and you start having trouble telling reality from dream. And so going forward, you're going to have disadvantage on rolls for a while until you catch your bearings, basically.
I'm just really thinking about eating Nobi. It's distracting. Slime.
Like if everything is becoming eating Nobi. Like the tree is Nobi's leg being eaten, the clouds are Nobi's body being eaten.
Yeah, like someone trapped on an island seeing everyone as ham. It's just that, but you're seeing everyone just dismembering Nobi.
To be fair, Slime's a little frustrated because they just ate their own child for the sake of the community. And no one will eat the betrayer. And it feels really unfair.
Yeah, we didn't discuss much when you absorbed William. Obviously, the cells which wouldn't submit were probably destroyed, but a number of them have been incorporated and are like a minority political faction in your community, right?
No, they just came to a consensus.
It's an authoritarian democracy where losing the vote means you must conform rather than
makes you conform. Yeah, you by default conform because everyone agrees. And then if you don't agree, they leave. But I didn't let them.
That's one of my favorite political compass memes.
So all I'm gonna say is Slime's doing a lot of saying we made you eat your child. I feel like that was Slime decided to do that.
And then I very patiently watched you burn my child alive. So I feel like
with your permission.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I didn't want to make you feel bad.
I mean, that's on Slime a little bit. It's like, yeah, do it, burn him. No, why did you do
Slime was being Slime was being a team player. They're like, I don't want to kill my child, but if I want to live in this community, I guess I'm just gonna have to eat them.
I just had to post the Eric Andre clip. They're just like, who killed William? Just slime.
I ate my child. I should be allowed to torture murder.
Yes.
Finally, someone gets it.
All right, so Slime, you are distracted by your reverie of your imaginations of revenge. So that's going forward. It's going to be disadvantaged for a little bit, but the party arrives otherwise unharmed at the Dogberry, and you don't even need to go outside, because outside the elevator, kind of in the tourist district, or where people who come here will get supplies and food, you see there is a big chair, not a lawn chair. What's the kind you kind of lay down by the pool?
A lounge chair?
A governor's throne.
No, it's
a lounge chair.
a lounge chair. Yeah. And sitting in it is the big furry bugbear Potter. He's wearing shades, and he's holding
You
one.
didn't tell me Potter was a furry.
He's always been furry. Yeah, he's a fuzzy fella. And he's
Is he a furry?
no, he's just fuzzy. He's like Fozzie Bear. We've all seen him.
So Fozzie Bear is his persona.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna put a picture of him and just in the chat and keep going, and you can all look at it instead of rehashing this. Also,
those eyes are that of a furry.
Also, Sophie just put in the chat a political compass which has a ochre jelly in it, and it covers all points of the compass.
Yeah.
It's a great visual gag. I don't know if it plays in the podcast. Where even the fuck were we? Okay, so Potter's lounging. He has shades on. He's holding one of those those folding metal screens that you use to reflect sunlight on yourself to get a tan. And he's just vibing. There's a little table with a umbrella drink on it next to him. He's just vibing there.
And Cat goes,
Sun's out, guns out.
You know it, babe.
That appears to be an alcoholic beverage you got there, am I correct?
Dream time, bruh. Dream time's cream time.
You were apparently a very quick expert in dreams, my friend.
Oh, shit.
I really don't think about things before I say them. You can tell there's a moment there where I hesitated.
Dream time's cream time. Name of the episode right there.
Look, hey, is this your first dream?
Oh, yeah, interesting. Potter says, I guess it feels like I'm awake, though. He just pokes himself in the nose with his big paw, and it says, I can feel stuff, though, so it's not actually a dream.
Yeah, do you want to know what this is? There's weird dream ghosts that are gonna destroy reality, and all of this nice stuff is a pretense you don't notice the world is ending. So it'd be real good if you would be okay with making it go away, because you can do that. That's you can do that.
Man, all that stuff's really harsh in my mellow. You should just pull up a chair and vibe with me.
Cat does that.
The dream pushes a bunch of chairs up next to Potter, and little fruity drinks on little tables appear next to all of them.
There is literally gonna be no vibe to enjoy if reality crumples.
Cat lays on her back on one of the big lounge chairs and sips from a crazy straw.
Nice.
Look, can you... do you enjoy reality existing?
Honestly, reality's kind of bites recently, this is pretty sweet. I think this is better.
Are you really saying this for I don't have a watch, I don't know why I'm looking at my hooves. Let's say 45 minutes of this is better than existence for the rest of your life. Literally reality is falling apart.
No. Basil, listen. Potter is right. Reality has been biting recently. This is much better than getting closure on Neelith's murder and dealing with the murderer that we have now found, and we know who it is.
And that we're going to eat, yes.
And this is better. You should come and lie down, and we will all just relax.
Oh yeah, I will come down and join you in not going and dealing with Neelith's killer. And
I mean, we obviously know who Neelith's killer is now, but
Yeah.
Potter, he doesn't know, and he doesn't care because he is relaxing.
Probably not even thinking what they taste like.
Cat, for this genius galaxy brain deception, can I get a deception roll?
Okay.
It's really more of a
23.
Well, perfect. I mean, I was looking for 15. 23 is far ahead of that.
that is a bigger number.
I think Potter is holding a glass with a little umbrella, sipping something out of it, and when you say that, and he just just shatters it with his big paw, just eyes wide open, like the sunglasses go flying off. Somehow there isn't even like a wind or a force; they just shoot off like a cartoon. And Potter says, "Wait, you know who killed Neelith?"
No, well, you just want to relax, right? You don't want to get revenge.
You don't get wrapped up in all that nonsense, you got
If we all were going as a party to kick their ass right now, you wouldn't want to come and kick their ass with us, would you?
The sun flickers like a dying light bulb. And Potter starts standing up and putting away the screen and taking the cucumbers out of his eyes that were under the glasses.
He had cucumbers under the glasses.
Well, you wouldn't put them over the glasses, would you?
I would like to think that he got like some wires fashioned onto cucumbers, so they're like cucumber sunglasses underneath the sunglasses for easy removal. Yeah.
Okay, that is good.
He says, "What are we waiting for? Come on, we gotta go." And the sun is flickering wildly.
Okay, you renounce your dream. If you renounce your dream, you can come and kick their ass with us.
And vote to eat them. You can if you want to eat them.
I mean, we should probably go find them first, but that's a whole thing. But do you renounce your dream? For the good of stuff.
I think Potter makes eye contact with Aze, and then looks down and says, I kind of liked chilling here for a variety of reasons. The murders and so forth this winter have really sucked, and it was nice just to get away from all that. But I was also trying not to have to see you and apologize for all the, stuff I said.
I know that you said those things to me because you care so much about this community and about the people that you have a passion for, that including Neelith and Voya and Ruth and Very. I know that your words and your actions were expressing a deep hatred, but that hatred came from a deep place of deep passion and love. And I understand. So, two things. One, I think I might still give you a split of the fortune-telling income, assuming we make it out of this whole thing alive. And secondly, Ozzy then just sort of walks up to Potter and just puts his arms around the big guy and just gives him a hug and pats him on the back. Just like,
Aww.
I like when the fictional goblins hug.
At this, the hug seemingly destroys the dream. The sun winks out, and in the void where the summer was, winter comes rushing in, and you are all knocked over by the whistling winds and the snow. And it's as if, because it was a vacuum, and so the force of that being filled is really intense. And now you've gone from the sun beating down on you to a pretty severe winter storm.
Right, did everyone bring your coats?
Yeah, we have an idea of who the actual murderer is. We are working on multiple solutions to push away the darkness that is impressing on us. And one of them involves convening with Voya so she can organize the ritual. But we're going to do everything we can to reform the community that we had and show that we are stronger than anything that's trying to tear us apart. You got it?
I got it, bruh. Just show me where the murderer is. And he takes, he stands up to his full height out of the snow, cracks his knuckles, and you are once again reminded that although he is your friendly neighborhood bartender, he's also a 7-foot, 300-pound bugbear, famous for ambushing people and ripping their limbs off. That species is.
We will let you know once we know, and also once we know how much of a violent threat they are to be prepared for. If you go meet with Voya, we have some last people to round up because you were not the last person on our list. We have other people to go see because you were not the last person on the list.
We definitely prioritized you.
Wait. Doesn't Potter want to come kick Nobi's ass?
Sure, but you don't know where Nobi is, and Voya needs all the villagers.
Yeah, okay.
Ideally, we should deal with the Nobi situation once everyone's together, and Basil is worried, from what has just been seen, that Potter will literally try and walk up and rip Nobi in half, and I don't want to see Potter get ripped in half by Nobi. I worry that will be. We need to judge Nobi's power level before we send Potter in.
Yeah. Where do you go next?
Well, Philip had told us she was going to the governor's office, so I think Kat would say,
Okay, now why don't we follow Philippa's steps? She said she was going to the governor's office.
All right. So now that it's snowing and somewhat fiercely, the weather wasn't that bad on the walk here from the Frost Giant village, but the sudden shift has made the winds pretty violent. On one hand, this is much more in line with what you were expecting, which actually is going to remove Slime's disassociation. Not a huge penalty because nothing particularly bad happened during the Potter scene, but if that had been like, the Venta fight or something, it would have been a real pain in the ass to have disadvantage on every roll. But yeah, now Slime, the snow is reminding you of what's real. But now you're trudging through the...
Wait, can I do a slime scan?
Oh yeah, slime scans.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Boop. 14.
The slime that was at Potter's tells you that Nobi came by here and tried to get Potter to go with him because Nobi was saying that the only way to survive was to come with him to safety and shelter. And Potter was like, nah, bro, I just want to vibe. And Nobi's like, suit yourself, have fun dying. That's partly the information you get. And also that Nobi was then left to go try to get other people. So Nobi is like counter recruiting. But seemingly much less successfully because Nobi does not have, the empathy, the kind of connection you've been appealing to everybody on a level Nobi has no interest in appealing to people. But also that Nobi is still out here and it can be found by going to the correct location, I guess is what I want to say here. You have the map with all the locations, but I'm not hiding Nobi in like the Phantom Zone. Nobi is somewhere specific. Is what I'll tell you with that information.
I have two ideas where Nobi could be.
As you approach the governor's lodge in the snowstorm, you see three giant shapes, three figures outside of it. They are the good neighbors, Marina's, Oz's, and Hale's, and they are standing like sentries, around the building, seemingly protecting it. Very unusual.
Last time we saw the good neighbors, was it mold or sheep fuck that was controlling them.
Sheep fuck. I mean, in the cave fight, Mold is controlling them in the fight against Voya, but then you were also there when Slime gave Mold the dog, which was the last kind of thing where Mold was like, I don't care about any of this fighting anymore. Here, take the control node. I'm peacing out. And
Okay. So presumably Slime and Cat would have an idea that this might mean that this is where Nobi is, maybe.
Aze will step forward towards the good neighbors and just sort of say off to them, is it possible to seek entry into the governor's building?
You walk up to the good neighbor closest to you and ask if you can enter, and it's the Marino good neighbor, and it has a bunch of sewing needles on one of its hands, and it just rams them into you. 17.
Ooh.
And crit. Uh-oh.
They both hit. Yeah.
And so the good neighbor picks you up off the ground, Aze, its needle claws in your chest, as all of you feel someone cast Rary's telepathic bond. This is the same spell that connects Nobi to the good neighbors, to the slime that controls the good neighbors. But now all of you are being contacted to join this group chat. And the first message that comes on over for those who accept the spell, you hear Nobi, who says,
So, the wolves have arrived. Luckily, the sheepdog's here to keep the village safe.
I was following the pack, all swallowed in their coats, with scars of red tied round their throats to keep their little heads from falling in the snow. And I turned round and there you go, and Michael, you would fall and turn the white snow red as strawberries in the summertime.